Hello class! Today we're going to do a lesson where we read a story, tell key details, and use those key details to help us understand what the message of the story is. So before we get started, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil, or you're going to need someone to help you type out your answers in the comments. And you're also going to need someone to talk to and share your ideas with, someone in your home. So the story we're going to read today is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. While we're reading, you're going to be listening for key details. A key detail is something that happens in a story that's important. So again, a key detail is something that happens in a story that's very important. I'm going to pause and ask you if you heard a key detail, and I'm going to ask you to go share that idea with someone in your house. All right, let's get started with our story. The title of our story is The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Now, as a strong reader, we know before we start reading, we should ask a good question and make predictions. Let's start with a good question. In order to ask a good question, we first look at a picture. So here's a picture from our story. And when we're asking a good question, we start with the words who, what, when, where, and why, or I wonder. So when I look at this picture, I see this dancing sheep, and I can ask, why is that sheep dancing? Now, I don't have the answer to this question yet, and that's the point. When you ask a good question, it's something you don't already know. So right now, I'd like you to take a look at this picture and come up with one good question, something that you don't already know. We'll have to read to find out. When you have a good question, pause the video and share it with someone in your house. If you would like, you can also make a prediction. So take a look at this picture and take a look at our title, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, and make a prediction about what's going to happen in the story. A prediction is a guess or an idea about what you think will happen in the story. I've put up a sentence frame on the screen. The sentence says, this story is going to be about, so put in your idea to finish the sentence. Once you have your prediction, share the sentence frame with your idea to someone at home. Now we're ready to get started reading. As a strong reader, we track each word we read with either our tracking finger or with our tracking eye. I'm going to use my clicking finger here to track each word as I read it. And remember, I'm also going to ask you to pause the video to share if you heard any key details. So let's get started. Once there was a shepherd boy who looked after a flock of sheep. Each day he climbed the hill near the village where he lived. There he sat under a tree and watched the sheep graze. It was quite peaceful on the hill, and sometimes the boy got very bored. All right, I bet you heard some key details, but sometimes as a strong reader, we need to reread to see if there was something we missed. So let's reread this sentence. Once there was a shepherd boy who looked after a flock of sheep. Is that important? Let's read another sentence. It was quite peaceful on the hill, and sometimes the boy got very bored. All right, so what I want you to do is to pause the video and share if you heard any key details with someone nearby. All right, I hope you heard some. Let's keep reading. One day, the boy decided to play a trick on the people in the village. So he stood and shouted, "Wolf! A wolf is chasing the sheep away!" The villagers came running to help, but when they reached the top of the hill, they saw the boy was laughing. Did you hear any key details? Let's reread a sentence to find out. One day, the boy decided to play a trick on the people in the village. Was that important? The villagers came running to help. But when they reached the top of the hill, they saw the boy was laughing. All right, so pause here and tell someone nearby if you heard any key details. This boy doesn't sound very nice. Let's keep reading. The villagers were angry at the shepherd boy for tricking them. He promised not to do it again. However, a week later, he was feeling bored again and cried, "Woof, woof." Once more, the villagers came running. This time they were furious. "You are not a truthful boy," they scolded. So let's see if we heard any key details. I'm going to reread a few sentences. The villagers were angry at the shepherd boy for tricking them. All right, I'm going to reread another sentence. Once more, the villagers came running. This time they were furious. If you heard any key details, pause the video and share them. All right, let's finish the story. Several days later, a wolf really came and chased the sheep away. Wolf, wolf, the boy cried, but this time no one came. At sunset, a farmer boy found the boy sobbing. I hope you've learned your lesson, the farmer said. Nobody believes a liar, even when he finally tells the truth. All right, so one last time, pause the video and share if you heard any key details. I won't reread it this time. I think you've got it. Let's review our key details. Here's your directions. I would like you to get a piece of paper and a pencil, and you're going to write out your ideas. You can set up your paper like mine. At the top, I put my title, The Boy Who Cried Wolf. I also put key details. So that tells the reader that below this is going to be your key details. You can either draw your ideas or write your ideas. Notice how I didn't use complete sentences. That's because it's not important in this. We just want to get our ideas down. We don't have to write a complete sentence, but you can if you want to. So please pause the video and write down or draw your key details. Now I'm going to review what I said, which key details I picked and why I thought they were important. While you're listening, think about what I'm saying and if it was the same as what you said or different. And of course it's okay if you picked different key details. So here's my first one. Boy takes care of sheep. Well, I think it's important that we know the boy is taking care of the sheep because that's what the wolf wants in the story. He wants the sheep. Next key detail. Boy gets bored, plays trick. It's very important we know he's bored because if he wasn't bored, he probably wouldn't have played the trick in the first place. Here's my next key detail. The villagers helped. Well, they had no reason to believe the boy was lying, so of course they wanted to help him when he was in danger. Next key detail. Boy tricks villagers again. They get mad. This is important we know the villagers are mad because I don't think they'll help him again. Wolf really comes. Villagers don't come. This key detail is important because the villagers no longer trust the boy, so when the boy's really in danger, no one comes to help him. And this is because of this key detail. No one believes the boy. So these are my key details. So did you say something different? Did you say something the same? Discuss now. Now that we've read the story and you've either written or drawn out your key details, you're going to take the time to look at them and think about what are these key details telling me about the message of the story? For me, I would take a look at this one. That gives me an idea about what this story taught me. So take the time to think, what did this story mean to you? What did it tell you and teach you? And once you have your idea, either type it in the YouTube comment section or in Google Classroom or message me through my email or Class Dojo. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Thank you for listening and I'll see you later.